Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kakadash. Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who the world calls God, and Yahushai is the true name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone that rule well. We're preaching the 100% truth. Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Nation of Israel consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. You make up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel today. If you do not look like a typical black, Hispanic, or Native American, you can still be an Israelite through your father's seed line. Okay? If his seed line goes back to an Israelite man. Okay? And this is the key. Your spirit bears witness. So your spirit's proof, it is evidence that you are an Israelite because you're drawn to this 100% word, okay, which comes from the camp of Great Millstone. I'm the brother Zakar from the Great Millstone Plain Tables camp in Philadelphia, PA. And the topic of this video is going to be Feast of Dedications 2020. Feast of Dedications 2020. Alright, currently, as the recording of this video, okay, we're in the time of the Feast of Dedications, okay. I'm going to be reading, okay, a basic, okay, what you will call, origin, right, of the Feast of Dedications, okay, if you're new to this. Alright, so this is going to be First Maccabees chapter 4. Okay, so this is an apocrypha. Okay, First Maccabees chapter 4. Okay, it reads, Then took Georgius 5,000 footmen and 1,000 of the best horsemen, and removed out of the camp by night, to the end he might rush in upon the camp of the Jews, and smite them suddenly. And the men of the fortress were his guides. Okay, so Georgius, or an Edomite, okay, was going to rush on the Jews that he may smite them suddenly. Okay, and the Jews, alright, and of course the Israelites. Okay. Now when Judas heard thereof, he himself removed, and the valiant men with him, that he might smite the king's army, which was at Emmaus, while as yet the forces were dispersed from the camp. In the mean season came Georgius by night into the camp of Judas, and when he found no man there, he sought them in the mountains. For said he, These fellows flee from us. But as soon as it was day, Judas showed himself in the plain with 3,000 men, and nevertheless had neither armor nor swords in their hands. Okay, so Judas brought his men, alright, Judas Maccabees, okay, he brought his men with neither, what it just said, armor nor swords. Okay. And they saw the camp of the heathen, that it was strong and well harnessed, and compassed round about with horsemen, and these were expert of war. Then said Judas to the men that were with him, Fear ye not their multitude, neither be afraid of their assault. Remember how our fathers were delivered in the Red Sea, when Pharaoh pursued them with an army. Okay? So Judas had that spirit, alright, to not have fear. Okay? Because of course, Yahweh Yahushai delivers the nation of Israel. Okay? He's going to do that for this period right now we're living in. Okay? In the Americas and all across the globe. Okay? But it's not going to be all Israelites. Okay? Be the elect of the nation of Israel, and we receive deliverance. Alright? So fear ye not their multitude, neither be ye afraid of their assault. Remember how our fathers were delivered in the Red Sea when Pharaoh pursued them with an army. Now therefore let us cry unto heaven, if peradventure the Lord will have mercy upon us, and remember the covenant of our fathers, and destroy this host before our face this day, that so all the heathen may know that there is one who delivereth and saveth Israel. Okay? Then the strangers lifted up their eyes and saw them coming over against them. Wherefore they went out of the camp to battle, but they that were with Judas sounded their trumpets. So they joined battle, and the heathen, being discomforted, fled into the plain. Howbeit all the hindmost of them were slain with the sword. For they pursued them unto Gazara, and unto the plains of Idumea, and Azotus, and Jamia, so that there were slain of them upon 3,000 men. This done, Judas returned again his host from pursuing them, and said to the people, Be not greedy of the spoils, insomuch as there is a battle before us. Okay? Verse 18, And Georgius and his hosts are here by us in the mountain. But stand ye not now against our enemies, and overcome them, and after this ye may boldly take the spoils. Okay? As Judas was yet speaking these words, there appeared a part of them looking out of the mountain, who when they perceived that the Jews had put their host to flight, and were burning the tents, for the smoke that was seen declared what was done. When therefore they perceived these things, they were so afraid, and seeing also the host of Judas in the plain ready to fight. Okay, so they were so afraid, terrified. Okay, and that's the spirit that's coming back today. Okay, the elect, when the Heavenly Father, all right, gives certain men spiritual power. Okay, power to heal. Okay, and vast amounts of great works are done. All right, it could be the heathen. All right, are going to envy us, the elect. Okay, just like they did back in Egypt. All right, Pharaoh and the Egyptians. Okay, and the Lord's going to send plagues on the heathen, and they're going to know that there's a God in Israel. All right, dealing with the elect. Okay. So blessed is the nation whose power is the Lord Yahweh Shai, because his power is infinite. Okay? There's no limit. All right? There's no limit. They were so afraid, and seeing also the host of Judas in the plain ready to fight, they fled every one into the land of strangers. Then Judas returned to spoil the tents, when they got much gold and silver, and blue silk, and purple of the sea, and great riches. So now I'm going to skip down to verse 52. All right, jump to the point. Verse 52. Now on the 5th and 20th day of the 9th month, which is called the month Caslia, in the 148th year, they rose up betimes in the morning, and offered sacrifice according to the law upon the new altar of burnt offerings, which they had made. Look at what time and what day the heathen had profaned it, even in that was it dedicated with songs and citherns and harps and cymbals. Then all the people fell upon their faces, worshiping and praising the power of heaven, who had given them good success. All right, so the victory, all right, over the Edomites. Okay. And so they kept the dedication of the altar 8 days, and offered burnt offerings with gladness, and sacrificed a sacrifice of deliverance and praise. Okay? They decked also the forefront of the temple with crowns of gold, and with shields, and the gates and the chambers they renewed, and hanged doors upon them. Okay? So, basic, straight to the point, alright? The Feast of Dedications about how Judas Maccabees and the Maccabean revolt, how we prevailed against our enemies, alright? The Edomites, okay? And that's going to happen, alright, all over again. Because the Edomites, it's already written they're going to lose and go into slavery, okay? And we're going to prevail against them. And we're heading into severe times, okay? We're heading into severe times. So, I got Exodus chapter 23 and verse 22. But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies, and an adversary unto thine adversaries. Okay, so obeying the Lord, all right, rehearsing the righteous acts, putting on the new creature, okay, you're going to be protected. Okay, and the Lord, all right, is going to protect his elect and be an enemy to their enemies, all the other heathen nations. Okay? All the other heathen nations. Right? That's a blessing. Okay? Because the season of fishing for the elect and sealing the elect is going to change. And there's going to be a time when certain men receive spiritual power to hunt. Okay? And do the Heavenly Father's will. Okay? We're coming into severe and great times currently in this globe. Okay? So before judgment, examine thyself. Okay? Before these terrible times. Alright? Because the elect, we have nothing to worry about. Okay? We have nothing to worry about. Alright? Though it may be uncomfortable in certain situations, alright, we have a power that will deliver us, okay, from these wicked Edomites through vast amounts of situations, because he will give you things you can bear, and you have to believe that. Believe you're going to get an expected end, alright, by what you do before utter chaos breaks loose, alright. This is Joshua 23 and verse 10. One man of you shall chase 1,000. For the Lord your power, he is it that fighteth for you, as he hath promised you. So one man chasing 1,000. Okay? That's beyond the power of the so-called white man and his technology. Alright, on the left-hand side. He's going to come down like a flood. Alright, just like Georgius, right, came down to rush the Jews. Alright? He's going to slay the wicked. Alright, of the nation of Israel. But the elect are going to be protected. Alright, because they're that bride. Okay? And the bridegroom, which is Yahushua, he's coming, alright, to save, alright, the elect. So one man chasing 1,000. Okay? That's beyond what these other heathen nations can do. And that's our power. Okay? One man chasing 1,000. Okay? That's real. Alright? And we're getting closer to these times. Alright? 2 Corinthians 10 and 4, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh to pulling down hold of strongholds. Alright, so it's not carnal. Gun, a bow, alright? The carnal weapons, a knife. No. Alright, because Judas Maccabees and his men, they didn't have no weapons. Okay, so who knows what they were doing? Alright? Who knows what they were doing? Okay? And we're getting closer to these times. Alright? Looking forward and hastening to the day. Alright? Expecting the victory. Alright? Because the elect already won. Alright? The elect already won. Now this is Psalms chapter 33 and verse 16.